Alright, so in this video we're going to be setting up the LAMP stack on Debian 9.7 x64. So as per the previous two videos, we have a headless Debian 64-bit server installed, and we are SSH'd into it from a host machine on the same subnet. So we've also installed Apache2. So if you don't know how to do those parts, go back and watch the first two videos, and then you can get to this stage we're at here. So we've got Apache running, we've got the default page. So LAMP just stands for Linux, Apache, MariaDB and PHP in this case. However, the M can also stand for mysql, and P can be Perl, Python or PHP. We can also swap out Apache for Nginx, and we can swap out Linux for Windows. Now, there are quite a few steps in this, but luckily we've already done most of it, or half of it at least, because we've got our L for Linux, we've got the A, the Apache server running, so now we're going to be setting up MariaDB. So it's actually very easy to do. The command is apt install MariaDB -server. Okay, and it looks like I need to add a T to my apt, and it wouldn't do any harm to do a -y on the end just to confirm that. So run that command and we should get the matrix for a little while, flashing away there while it grabs the server package from apt. Doesn't seem like it's going too slowly. Okay, and because we're given this VM 3.5 gig of RAM and there's no graphical environment, there's not really much overhead on the machine at all. So that's 97% done. Just this last little bit, setting up and this is MariaDB server 10.1 we're installing. So the next step after this is going to be running through the mysql secure installation script. So let's just clear this so we can get back to the top. So that command, mysql_secure_installation. Okay, in this case, just leave the password blank because we haven't made any configuration changes yet. So just press enter at the prompt here. The next one, set the root password, just say no, N for no. Skip that out. In Debian, the root account for MariaDB is quite closely tied to automated system maintenance, so let's not make any changes to that just now. Let's get it working before we secure it. After those two, just say yes to all the other things. So Y. Okay, and it will say thanks for using MariaDB. Now, the next thing we want to do is go into MariaDB and grant some permissions to localhost. So to get into MariaDB, it's very easy. Just type MariaDB like that, and we should see the MariaDB prompt. Now, the command we're going to run is grant all on space **** to admin at localhost identified by password with grant option semicolon. So here's the command here with and it just looks like it's just cut off slightly here. Let me just zoom that back for you. Grant option. Alright, now if you were to change a password for this lab, I'm going to leave the password as password. Obviously, in a production environment, you would never do that. But to try and get things working, keep it simple, and then we can work on securing the system later on. So, grant all to admin at localhost identified by password with grant option. So let's just hit return on that. Query's okay, no rows affected. Now, the next thing we want to do is flush privileges, and to do that we simply, because we made changes to the privileges, we just want to flush them. You actually just type flush privileges with a semicolon and hit return, and then we hit exit, and it says bye, and that's us done with the M in the LAMP stack. So we're on to the final part, which is installing PHP. Now, it's the same as the other applications in this system. We just type apt install PHP. However, we are going to grab this lib apache2 -mod -php and PHP mysql and just a -y on there to say yes, we want to install it, so it doesn't ask us, and then let the system go and grab those from apt. It should just be running just now, creating some config files. Okay, that's that done. The next thing we need to do is edit a file. Now, I've just remembered that I haven't installed Vim on this, so let's just install Vim so we don't have the kind of cut down version of VI. Sometimes it can play funny games with you when you try and put symbols in and things. It doesn't like brackets, and let's just get this version right. Okay, we got proper Vim now, so let's do VI etc apache2 mods enabled and dir.conf. Okay, now in this file what we need to do is we need to go along and get index.php and delete it, and we want to move index.php to the first thing after directory index. So go into insert mode, index.php space. Alright, save that. Now the next thing we want to do is just check the status of Apache. So let's do systemctl status apache2, and it's up and running. So now we want to do restart Apache2, and that should pick up some of the changes we've made. Now we're going to check that PHP has been installed by creating a PHP info file and loading it up to the web server. So for this we just do vi/var www html info.php. Okay, and we're going to create a file, and the syntax for PHP to open is this PHP, then we just type php info for PHP info, open and close parens, semicolon, question mark, close, and that's it really. Save that. Okay, and what we should be able to do now is in our web server we should be able to navigate to the IP address of the server /php.info. So let's do, if I can check, right, we're on 192.168.182. So let's move up to the browser. Okay, just refresh this, make sure the Apache page is still there. It is /info.php, and there we go, PHP info page. And this has a lot of stuff about the actual PHP installation. Now, you would never want to expose this to the internet because it gives away far too much about your PHP installation, the version number. However, this is a good way of testing that everything's up and running, and that we have PHP installed. So that actually concludes this. Just before we end the video, as a matter of security, what we're going to do is we're going to jump back to the terminal and just press up to get the last command back. But instead of vi, we're just going to rm that file, and then let's just jump back over here, grab a browser, turn not found, there we go, and there's the Apache default page back on the IP address. So that's it, we now have the LAMP server installed, all of the technologies, and they're all working. So that's it for this video.